Welcome, guys. So today I'm going to talk about discipline, and this one's a tough one because it seems for years it's been kind of tricky to find that balance of discipline and of just grounding, but having enough motivation to keep moving through your life. And I just want to start with some pull-ups, because that was just the end of my routine today, but also it's just showing you that I'm taking this seriously too, and that it really starts with the action. The thought will help you to get started. The planning will help you to get started. But sometimes we don't want to do too much of that. We got to just start with the simplest thing that we can do. And sometimes it's just a single movement, a single modality or tool that can get you kind of going, moving in motion, starting the things that you need to start. And sometimes it's tricky to find how you can best start those things, because like I've discussed in videos before, sometimes the process is itself started off on the wrong foot, or from the wrong angle, the wrong perspective or approach. And maybe it isn't necessarily the wrong one overall, it's just it doesn't work for the whole process. Sometimes we have to shift perspectives and tools and ways to approach something as we're solving it. And that's where more creativity and diversity comes in, but that doesn't work unless you have the discipline behind that, unless you have the motivation and the willpower and the strength to do that. And that really comes with rooting yourself, with grounding yourself in practices that get you moving. What are the practices that you need, that you enjoy, and sometimes don't enjoy, but you know that they make you better? So some calisthenics that always challenges me. And as I develop this practice, it's just increase the reps or increase the difficulty of the exercises, from just regular squats to pistol squats / one-legged ones. So I'm always finding a new way to approach these same disciplines, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Say if you do have a routine already, then think about a way that you can change it up, and that you would still stick to it, but it would add on some spice, some flavor, some excitement, some momentum to your life. And if you do not have that routine yet, then you got to start it. You got to start with something really, really simple. And you can't set that many expectations or that many goals to begin with if you don't even have something that you're doing already every day. And so that's where I started with these calisthenics. I just started very simple. It was just 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, 30 squats, and then just do that in the morning and see where that went. And it went pretty far. Today I've only maybe not done that once or twice. So there's all the things that get in the way, but if your routine is simple enough, even if you don't do it first thing when you rise during the day, then you still have so many other opportunities to make time for that, during a lunch break or everyone has to eat. So if you're gonna eat, why not do that right before you eat? Or if it's light enough movement or whatnot, you could eat and then you could do that. But I would recommend to always do your movement before you eat, because that's just the way that animals work. We work for our food. So don't go doing some strenuous activity after you've eaten. If you can't eat any other time of the day, like you should probably reconsider the way that the rest of your day is lined up and ask yourself, is that the right way to do it? So when you have this discipline and the simplicity and all the other tenets that I described, the 5 total aspects, then you can start to recognize what is actually necessary for your growth, what is necessary to move forward. And we can enjoy this process of growth and of disciplining ourselves, but it really begins with just starting it, just doing those 10 pull-ups, or doing maybe a different way that you have found out works for you. Like, do 5 sun salutations, or do like just 10 or 20 deep breaths. Just stand up from bed or the floor, that's where I sleep, the little floor mat. Just stand up when you rise in the daytime and just get some deep breathing in. So I've pieced together different parts of movement that I want to grow in, to benefit from, to develop further down the road. I've developed these ideals of a lot of different ways to kind of, I don't have it in this journal, to approach the many ways that my body can grow and develop. And so I have like this Tai Chi form, this Qigong sitting meditation form, where I usually start with the standing and the breathing. Sometimes I don't do all parts of that, but it's important that I do some parts of it. And it's important that I do my best to keep it short enough and simple enough that I can do all parts of it. So it's this constant reconfiguring and remanaging and organizing and directing your energies so that you can figure out what you will stick to. Don't be too ambitious, don't be too lazy. You have to find the golden mean. What our Greek philosophers and tons of mystics and just great leaders have talked about, finding that balance. So approach it to start with something very simple in mind. Ask yourself, like, what are 3 different things, or what is one thing that I can do when I wake up? And you'll realize that some days it'll be great, you'll really enjoy it. Other days you may not as much. And you just have to bring yourself back to your breath, back to the sensations in your body, follow your body, and flow with your body, and yet discipline it with your mind. And your mind and your body are really the same thing. We just see separation of these things, and that's really an illusion. So just remember, the mountain is super uneven, super diverse, super beautiful and powerful, and just elevated over all other things. It takes a lot of strength and energy and courage to climb the mountain, as it does relaxing your soul, relaxing your heart, your mind, and your body, because you can't conquer that if you're tense, if you're holding on to too much, if you are carrying something in your body, your emotional body and your physical body. We carry so many things. If we do that, if we carry those things up that mountain, we're not going to do very well. It's going to be a lot of suffering. But in the end, we will shed a lot of that off, a lot of that unnecessary weight. that we've been holding in, the tension in our bodies, our muscles, everything. But even though the mountain is uneven, it's stable, it's rooted. It's not moving. No one's going to move that mountain. You can move on that mountain. You can move all over that mountain, however you want. That's real moving mountains, is moving yourself with the mountain, becoming the mountain. The mountain doesn't take away from you. You don't take away from it. You just live in harmony. And that's true discipline. That's being in harmony, going towards that harmony, and realizing, having the thought that you need to go towards it. Because this is all that humanity values, is this compassion and this nurturing and this oneness and peace, this harmony of body and earth, of mind and universe, of all these things together. So take all that and start super simple. Start with this video. You have already started. You've already thought about it. What's the next step? What's your intention to growing? What is your direction? How are you going to create? And what's the first thing that you're going to do after you watch this video physically? Is there an exercise or a movement or an idea to meditate on? That intention to meditate on. Just do that. Do something super short, super simple. If you have a lot of time, do that. But keep it very small and build from there. When you realize you've been doing these things for a week or 2 weeks, and it's like, oh, I've been doing this every day for just 5 minutes. Why not up the ante? Why not increase how much I'm doing? Or why not make what I'm doing more stimulating and engaging, challenging, more creative? So you have all these tools at your disposal, but don't just take all of them and start playing around. You have to have the patience, the wisdom, and the intuition to see them and see only what's necessary for you right now. That is discipline. Because you can't climb that mountain one way and also climb it another way at the same time. You have to just climb it one way. You only get to the peak one path. But when you come down, you can go back up a different path. And sure, you can run along the side all you want, but are you going to climb it and see a new perspective? Or are you just going to stagnate and allow all these things to climb up on you as you're just staying there? Just imagine there's so many different things that we have to move towards within our lives because we live in a chaotic world at this moment. But there's many moments of peace which you can find, many places of peace. But we can shape this world in a beautiful, peaceful way if we discipline ourselves and we take this seriously. So that's about all I got for you guys today. I hope that you guys actually are going to do something after this video, whether it's 10 push-ups or 10 deep breaths. Just get after it. Alright, love, vision, and strength. Peace out.